back to the Museum of Cornish Life. So for this week, during Animate Helston, our animation festival over half-term, we're thinking about animation and how to tell stories using moving images. One really great way to do this is using these, things like shadow puppets. So shadow puppets have a really rich history being used in storytelling across lots of different countries in Asia. So we're thinking about places like India, China and Indonesia. In Indonesia in particular, on the island of Java, wayang puppet theatre is really popular and quite famous. In wayang puppet shows, they can last for hours over an evening, and one puppeteer will control all of the puppets and tell lots of different stories and sing songs and be accompanied by a gamelan orchestra who play drums and gongs and percussion instruments. If you do have a look online for Indonesian wayang puppets, they're incredibly beautiful objects, and the ones we're making today aren't quite as detailed, but the general idea is similar, using a light source and a puppet to block the light and its shadow to tell a story. So to make our shadow puppets today, you will need some card. I've got some craft cards here, but you can use any sort of card. Things like cereal boxes work really well for this, because it doesn't really matter what's on the card, it's just the shadow we're interested in. You'll also need some pencils to draw on your design onto the card, some scissors to cut them out, some sticky tape and some sticks, or perhaps things like paintbrushes or pencils to use as handles. And for this moving puppet that we're going to make today, you'll also need these little brass paper fasteners. So you might have some of these at home in the drawer, or you can find them in the stationery aisle in supermarkets. They're just little paper fasteners that we usually use to connect pieces of paper. So the first thing I'm going to do is take my card and think about what sort of design I want my puppet to look like. So I want to make a bird. Trouble is, I'm not that great at drawing, so what I've done is gone online. I've had a search for free shadow puppet templates, and I found this one. So if you're using a template like this, you can print them out, glue your paper template onto your card, and once that's dry, with the paper and the card connected together, you can use that template as an outline to just cut out your shadow puppet pieces. If you're not using a template, then you can still make these sort of puppets. So what I've done here is I've used that template as inspiration, and I've drawn my own onto a piece of card. Because the piece of card I had was black, I used a white colouring pencil because it showed up easier. But you can use whatever sort of pencil or felt tip pen you like, as long as you can see the outline. And you'll see on this one that this owl is in 3 separate parts. And this is because I want my shadow puppet to be able to move. So if you think about an owl and think about the way they move when they're flying, their wings will go up and down. And in order to recreate this with our shadow puppet, we'll make a body of the owl and then 2 separate wings that will be able to move. So either using your template or following your own drawing, you'll cut out your pieces for your shadow puppet. And here are some that I've cut out earlier. I did these earlier on because they're quite fiddly. It took me a little bit of time, so do be patient with it, especially around the wings. But if I pop those there, you can start to see what my puppet will look like, and you can start to see how these wings could move. But I do need now to just connect those wings onto the body so it's all together. And to do that, we'll use our paper fasteners. So to connect, I'm going to take some blue tack just to protect the table, and I need to make some holes in these pieces where I'll pop the paper fasteners through. So I've got my body of my owl, I'm going to pop him down onto the blue tack, and where I want my owl's body and wing to connect, I'm going to put 2 little holes. So just using a pencil, I think that's the right place, and I'll push down and twist, and then you can see that's just pushed a hole into that bit. I'll do the same again with my wing. I think I want it to be round about there. I'm going to push down and pop a hole into the wing. And now that I've got those 2 holes, if I take my little paper fastener, I'll push that through the body and then through the hole on the wing, and then I'll turn that over and push those bits down, and you can see I've got my first wing attached to my owl and it will move. And I'll do the exact same with the other side. Make 1 hole on the body, make another hole on the wing, and then I can fasten those 2 bits together. There we go. So you can see, because that's made in 3 separate parts, that can move. The wings can go up and down separately, so the owl can look like he's in movement when he's flying. And one final thing I'll do to create some handles so I can control my puppet is add on some sticks. So I've got some bamboo sticks that I found in the kitchen. If you've got some like this, be super, super careful because the ends can be quite pointy. Or otherwise, if you've got any long paintbrushes, they work really well as well. Or even if you've just got some pencils, these will work. Just anything long that can attach on. I'm going to take 1 stick for each wing because I want to be able to move the wings individually. And with my sticky tape, I'm just going to stick that onto the back there. So 1 and 2. And there we are, with my wings attached to the handles. I can now move my owl puppet around and he can fly through the air. If you don't have any of these fasteners, paper fasteners, that's okay. You can still make some really creative shadow puppets just using 1 bit of card. So with this one, I decided I wanted to make a butterfly. So I got my piece of card, and using a pencil at first, I sketched out my design, and then when I was happy with the outline, I went over it with a black felt tip pen, and then I cut that out to get my shadow puppet. And then just the same, I'm going to use a paintbrush this time for this one. I'll get my sticky tape, oops, and attach the handle onto my puppet. So you can make all sorts of different shadow puppets. You can make ones that have little moving parts like the owl, or ones that just fly like the butterfly. And then to bring them to life, what you need is a light source. So this could be a torch or a lamp. What I found really works well is just a torch on my phone. So when you have your light source, you need to shine it at a clear surface like a wall. This works really well, and I'll show you on here. I'm going to shine my torch just at this little bit of wall, and if I put my shadow puppet in between the wall and the torch, you can see that my shadow has started to appear on the wall. Now this is happening because the shadow is blocking some of the light from the torch. And if you have a little experiment, you can see that if you bring the shadow puppet closer to the torch, what happens? The shadow gets bigger and bigger and bigger because it's blocking more of the light. But then if I take it away, I can see the shadow is getting smaller again. That's because it's blocking less. So with my butterfly, I can tell a really cool story about the ever-growing butterfly that got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and then it was too big, so then it had to get smaller and smaller and smaller again. Or if you want to take this 1 step further, one thing you can do is make a little shadow puppet theatre. So I've I've made my shadow puppet theatre out of a shoebox, and what I did was I cut out the bottom of my shoebox. I left about a 2 cm border all the way around the edge. Now definitely get an adult to help you with this because it's quite fiddly. And when I had that bottom bit cut out, on the inside I lined it with this. This is just grease-proof paper or baking parchment from the kitchen. And using sticky tape, I just attach that to the bottom. And then if I put my theatre there, once again, put my light source behind, and then you can have a little theatre to show your incredible shadow puppets flying across the stage. Just like that. So there we are. That's our shadow puppets. An incredible way to tell stories with moving images as part of Animate Helston here at the Museum of Cornish Life. Thanks for joining me today. I'll see you again soon. Bye!